It's Frisia City at the moment, but look, one little ranunculus. I'm so happy because my ex planted so many ranunculus bulbs and we thought we weren't getting any, but might get a few.
Hey, it's Chanel and welcome to another reading vlog. So this is a mood reading vlog and I'm here to tell you all about my recent reads. So as usual, I decided to use a tarot deck to pick one of the cards. This one's got beautiful holographic edges on it. This is called the Cardamom Dreams Tarot, and the card that I pulled is the Star. So that is the Star card. Hopefully that's in focus. And with the Star, the prompt was pick a graphic novel, which I have done. I thought I'd come a bit closer, maybe I was a bit far away. So the graphic novel, sorry guys, it's a bit struggle city for me today. The graphic novel I chose is The Oddly Pedestrian Life of Christopher Chaos, the first in the series by James Tynion IV, Tate Brombol and Isaac Goodhart. So this was classified as a queer, supernatural YA horror. So Christopher Chaos is sort of a mad teenage scientist. He's giving Frankenstein, Dr. Frankenstein vibes. In this, there is Dr. Frankenstein's creature. They were the most interesting character to me. You've got two other teenagers too. One's there was a werewolf, but he doesn't really make the team. You've got a vampire, and then you've got a girl who has a choker that can summon ghosts. Her favorite kind of ghost to summon are kitty cats. I really liked the illustration style in this. Basically, there are some sort of crooked anti-supernatural creature cops. There's a whole organization with weird white guys who also hunt down supernaturals. I think they're descended from, it's the guy from Dracula, Van Helsing's, I think they were. And so the kids are trying to survive pretty much against these dual forces. For me though, the story just felt very messy. It didn't have a very clear narrative structure and it was a bit all over the shop. And because it is YA, it was a bit too young for me. But if I would recommend it to teens that like monsters from literary fiction fighting the human normie bad guys. So I ended up giving it a 3 stars. The next book I read was Bliss, Montage by Ling Ma. So this is once again a collection of litfic short stories that have a touch of magical realism to them. The opening story is about a woman who lives with her husband and children, but also has a wing of her mansion dedicated to her 100 ex-boyfriends. And one of them was quite abusive. And then the next story also sort of continues with that vein about a story with an abusive boyfriend and the ex-girlfriend stalking him to his new girlfriend's house and trying to warn her off him. There was also a drug called G that literally turns you into a ghost, and a ritual about if you bury yourself alive, you'll come back transformed. So it was much the same as it was for her other novel, Severance. I felt like I should have enjoyed it more. It's got a very sort of mellow, serious tone to it, but it just ended up being a 3 star. It just felt okay. I wasn't wowed by any of the stories, and I didn't hate any of the stories. They were all just very middle of the road. So I think I'm probably done now with Ling Ma. I just don't think they're an author that really sparkles for me, I guess. Her books are fine, but I'm looking for more than fine. I want to find authors who just set my world on fire in a wonderful way. So yeah, this was a 3 stars for me. I think if you like subtly weird, quiet books that do have a heavier, more serious theme as their undertone, then you might enjoy this. The next book I picked up was another graphic novel, and this is considered a horror fantasy. This is definitely adult. It's called The Magic Order by Mark Miller, Olivier Coipel, and Dave Stewart. So this felt like The Watchmen, but just with a lot more family drama. So you have this order of wizards who are responsible for keeping the world unawares as to the... My brain fog is hitting me really hard today. I'm trying to find the right word. I can't, it's gone. Basically, they're trying to make sure the public never knows that magic exists. Oh my God, as to the existence of magic. That's what I was trying to, existence, okay? Magic exists. they want to keep the public unawares. Got there in the end. What happens though is that someone dies, and instead of passing on this magical tome to his daughter, he passes it on to his nephew or whatever it was, and the daughter's pissed. There's a reason why he didn't pass it to her, is because she's unstable. He didn't trust her not to use it for nefarious purposes. So she decides, well, F you, Dad, I'm going to kill the entire magic order until the book is mine, to show you that you really made a mistake. And so she starts doing that, and this is brutal. There are dead bodies left, right, and center. The killing rampage is intense. It's quite horrific. It definitely has a twist in there that I didn't see coming, and it felt a bit unbelievable. It was so dramatic, the change in this particular character when the twist was revealed. I'm like, okay, sure, my guy. But I loved the illustration styles. The illustration style in this, the woman, I've forgotten her name though, she was my favorite character. She's one of the children. She's chaotic. I would call her chaotic good. So I really enjoyed her. However, with this book, it's fast paced, it's entertaining. I've given it 4 stars, but I felt that the world building and the magic system and the plot had a lot of holes. In it. So, you know, that was a bit flimsy. I think you can't really take a discerning eye to it. Don't look at it under a microscope. Just sort of let yourself be swept away with the entertainment value of it. I don't feel the need to continue on with the series, but I was very satisfied with this little graphic novel. Hello, darling. Hello, beautiful girl. Hi. Blue's saying hello. She's so cute. You're so cute. She's so cute. Okay, so the next, love you. She's very distracting. The next book that I picked up is called The Man Who Fell to Earth by Walter Tevis. This is a classic sci-fi. And basically you have a David Bowie-like alien creature who loves cats and has come to Earth to both save humans from destroying themselves and to save his home planet and his family that he has left behind. Unfortunately, he comes to a bit of trouble when his time on Earth sort of causes him to lose his alienness because of the influence of humanity. So there are themes of isolation, addiction, belonging, and what it means to be human. I really enjoyed it. The writing is simple, but the story really appealed to me. It's definitely more of a slow-paced book. There's not a huge amount of action, so it's more to a character study of the alien TJ Newton, and I just liked seeing how they adapted to Earth, what they thought about the Earth, how they overcame obstacles, what their game plan was in regards to saving the Earth and saving their own planet. But listen, there is a lot of despair and loneliness and tragedy in this, so be forewarned. I didn't enjoy the ending of the book. I'll just leave it at that, but I have to do a little segue now, because when I was reading the book and they were describing the alien and it did sound like David Bowie, I then went on Goodreads and I saw that when I was choosing which cover, because I like to choose which cover I end up putting on my thumbnail, there were ones that had David Bowie. Like, I'll put all the covers up here and I'm like, oh, this is a bit weird. How did they just, what? I'm like, is there something else here that I'm not aware of? And so I Googled David Bowie and The Man Who Fell to Earth, and it turns out that it was actually, this book was made into a movie in the 70s. Okay, so I thought, well, I have to watch the movie. Luckily, it was on my library movie app, Canopy. Seriously, guys, libraries are an amazing resource. And so, yeah, these movies are free for me to watch. And so I got my little pause on it. Side note, had a major crush on David Bowie, okay? Ever since I saw him and his bulge in Labyrinth as a child, I was a bit mesmerized by the Bowie. This film, guys, this film is fucking wild. It is wild. Is it like the book? No, not really. I could say it's very loosely based on the book. If I was the author and I had seen the movie adaptation, I would have been like, what the fuck? Are you guys cooked? Were you guys on heavy drugs when you adapted my book to this film? Because yeah, there's a hint of the book in the film. I think though, absolutely, if you're thinking of watching this movie, do read the book first. Otherwise you will have no idea what is going on. The movie has no coherent, cohesive narrative plot. Okay, if I didn't have the information, thanks to the book, to apply to the movie, I would have been a lost cunt. It doesn't make sense because a lot of the book too is internal monologue of the alien. So I was thinking, geez, how are they going to adapt this when it's all of the information is inside the thoughts? You know, there's nothing really being spoken about what his plan is, what he's doing here. So yeah, so that forget. Don't go into this movie thinking you're going to get a plot here. What this movie is softcore alien pornography. I am not being hyperbolic. It is softcore porn, guys. The amount of boobs, bush, and bowie bulges in this. You do get full frontal bowie dick and balls in this. Look, I feel like it has kind of ruined now Jareth for me for life, because now instead of just seeing the bulge, I will now be able to visualize what's under there, and I don't want to do that. I would rather have not peeked behind the curtain, so to speak. It was just, yeah, I don't know what to say about this. Like, I'm glad I've seen it because it's just so bizarre, and it was such a unique life experience to watch this film. Is it good? I don't know. For me, I don't know, what parameters are you basing good on? It's memorable, certainly. Like I said, there's just so much sex, so much genitalia. This is the biggest departure from the book. In the book, the alien is very asexual. They do have a wife and children back on their planet, but on Earth, they are as if they are asexual. There is no romance in the book, okay? That is not in there, and yet in the movie they're like, oh well, fuck that. We want to put as much sex in here as possible, so we're gonna make this alien guy a horny bugger. Yeah. It's weird. It's very weird. It's long too. I was like, is this still going? Like I said, I would want to say that I enjoyed it. I'm glad I read the book first, so I had a better idea of what was going on. So I didn't feel like I had just been thrown into the middle of the ocean without a life jacket. But I was just not prepared for the amount of human anatomy to be thrust in my face repeatedly. So yeah, that was that. Just thought I'd let you guys know. So yeah, that was a fun experience. 4 stars for the book though. Did enjoy the book. Got a thumbs up in my book. And like, so many cool covers to choose from. So many. I chose the one that I saw in a bookstore for my Wild Ones book club. And now we are up to our last. Sorry, I've got the movie playing in my head right now, so it's very hard to not just go in there. Real World Chanel, book. What's the next book I read? Okay, so the final book that I picked up was The Girl in Red by Christina Henry. This is a fairy tale retelling, but this one is a dystopian book because it's set in a post-apocalyptic contemporary world. So there are also horror elements in here. This says that it is YA. Yeah, okay, that I guess it could be. So basically this is Little Red Riding Hood meets government conspiracy theories and The Road by Cormac McCarthy. It is bleak. Okay, this is not a happily ever after book. So you've got the main character and she likes to go by the name of Red, and she's definitely, I would consider her, she's not a prepper, but she's prepared. Okay, so good old anxiety has served her well in this, in that she's always expecting the worst, so therefore she's prepared for the worst, and when the worst occurs, she's ready to go, Bo. She's got her doomsday bag prepped, her go bag, she's trying to get her family to listen to her. Unfortunately, she encounters a lot of hiccups, a lot of tragedy, a lot of loss. In typical post-apocalyptic form, you've got the virus that is killing everybody, you've got something else that's killing everybody, and then you've got obviously all of the vigilantes and the bad humans who are now like, all right, well, since the world's over, we're going to kill everybody, loot everything, rape all the women. As men want to do in these post-apocalyptic books. And she's just, yeah, trying to make it to Grandma's house because Grandma has a little cabin in the woods and she believes that they will be safe there because it's self-sustaining too. She has a garden, so she's just trying to get to Granny's. Along the way, she meets some good people, she meets some bad people, she meets some interesting people. It was very fast-paced and entertaining, and I read it all in one sitting, so I did enjoy my time. I've given it 4 stars. There are some things that I had to sort of overlook, and sometimes I'm able just to brush stuff off and not take it to note, but there were some issues in here in regards to, I felt like they weren't organic to the story. They were kind of sticking out like a sore thumb. So there were things said about, obviously, guns. Red is very anti-gun, and I get it. Like, she went into a whole speech about, you know, guns induce violence, they're dangerous, they kill people. But darling, in this post-apocalyptic scenario where everyone else has no issues in using guns to survive, I do not think it is a smart decision when guns come your way to just throw them in the lake and just stick to your axe. Like, a gun can save your life in this situation. It's like you bring in an axe to a gunfight, babes. So that's the one area I'm like, look, the author was obviously trying to make a political statement about gun violence. It didn't make sense in this situation. And it was the same with her bisexuality. I feel like sometimes this happens a lot in books. They just got to repeatedly remind you they're bisexual. So this character is bisexual. They're bisexual. And I'm like, okay, cool. This character doesn't have any romance in this book. There are no romantic partners. So I didn't understand why we had to be repeatedly told. It's like, you're just doing this so the book is labelled queer. I don't know. Just in case anyone comes to me, I am bisexual. So there's also mixed race stuff said in here. So the racism was towards mixed race people. And like I said, just the way that the author handled a lot of these topics, it just felt a bit too heavy-handed. And like I said, it stood out as being alien to the rest of the story and the world and the character. It didn't feel organic. And look, you have to suspend your disbelief, okay? Because the main character, whose name's Red, she decides that she's going to continue to wear her iconic red hoodie. Babes, if you're trying to remain unseen and camouflage, wearing a bright red hoodie is literally the opposite of that. Like I said, there are certain things that are done, and she's supposed to be so intelligent in when it comes to survival and strategy, but then it's like, I'm gonna wear a bright red hood. No, you're not. You're not. Like, this isn't. Do you want to be a moving target? Because that's what that hoodie's gonna do for you. And the ending was also quite abrupt. It just finishes, and I'm like, please, oh my God, please just give us another 5 pages. 5 pages so I can be satisfied. Please, thank you. Like, I don't want to have to just use my imagination and hope for the best. I want to be told that the best has happened. So there is that. But 4 stars, like I said, I was able to just ignore all of the irksome stuff, and I just enjoyed the story. It was exciting and it was tension filled, and I was on the edge of my seat hoping that Red was going to make it through, because like I said, Christina Henry books, the ones I've read so far, they're not typical happily ever after books. So I wasn't assured that it would all be okay in the end. I would definitely say it's not all okay in the end. So yeah, it's one of those books, if you're happy to have a book that is not everyone lives in this, then it would be for you. If you like, so I said, if you like darker retellings of fairy tales, this set in a modern world, post-apocalyptic, with a lot of action, this would be for you. So those were all the books that I read in this mood reading vlog. Today I am taking my kids to the shopping mall again because it's more friends' birthday parties. I love that V has 50,000 friends, but it means that I have to buy 50,000 gifts throughout the whole year. So we're going to do that. I have some things on my possibly want list, things I'm looking out for. I will see if I get any of those. But if I do buy anything, I will show you guys at the end what my bounty is. But I'm hoping not to. I try not to buy a lot of things that I definitely do not need. But I'm not here to talk about consumerism when I'm about to go to a shopping mall. I will see you guys later.
We should give that for kitties.
Absolutely. Such a good movie.
What? told you this before.
It is Capybara Land. Which one's the one I should have first? Pistachio. Oh. Oh. Two. Cheese on top. I'll just take the cheese off. Okay, I'm back and I'm going to show you my quick haul. So I got chocolates. There's none left. I've already eaten them. And I got myself, so I got some tea. I got carrot, ginger, licorice, chicory root, beetroot, turmeric, and black pepper. I got some super cozy Christmas socks. So I like to wear socks in bed in winter because my feet freeze. I also got a matching gingerbread candle in this beautiful ceramic cup, which I will keep afterwards. I think it's gorgeous. I got some knickers. So I just got some frilly red panties to go with my new pajamas. In the colder months, I just like to wear oversized t-shirts. In summer, I just wear, what do you call them? Like satin nighties, slips. But yeah, in winter, I like to be covered. So massive cherry t-shirt because the brown one I've got is a bit too small. My bum hangs out. But there was also two light purple bras, but I wasn't sure which one because it's to go with the purple dress I have. So I'm like, oh, I'm better off bringing the dress and then trying the bras on and seeing which one looks better with it. But that was my haul, Indy. Where's your bit? Indy got another capybara with a little hamburger backpack. So pretty successful day. Sorry. And I just need to get, so I don't know why I'm putting them back. I just still need a lilac bra and a yellow bra, so might go back for one of the two I found. But yeah, I can't find just a plain soft yellow bra that's balconette because I like ones that don't come up because they show otherwise. So I like it if they can sit underneath the top line. But I'm exhausted and that's everything. So until next time, stay wild, star child.